Good morning. This is Andrea, and I am in Rosanna, Vanna, my traveling Honda Odyssey. We've been on an Odyssey coming to Biloxi, Mississippi to help family prep their new home as they relocate here. So I'd love to talk to you about the the ideas of harmony and oneness and unity. So many of these words, um, they still incorporate some sense of duality, right? If I'm unifying some multiple things, two or more, and bringing them into a cohesive state, we're still acknowledging that there's something outside of ourselves, our experience. Now, this can take a lot to unpack, so I'm going to try to keep it on point, and we'll go into more detail about what we really are. I can only tell you from my experience, so let me start with that. We are one. We are the expression of the divine force, whatever you might call that. Divine, God, source, emptiness, pure potentiality, infinite awareness. All of these things I've resonated and recognized them all at some point, and there are many more terms. But so the idea, and it's we work with the relative and the infinite, or the relative and the absolute, right? Our relative experience, relative as in, here I am, this bag of bones and water is relative to your bag of bones and water. The soul consciousness, we experience these things as multiples, right? At the end of the day, my experience is it is all one, but one has chosen to forget for a while, potentially for a long while. But in the realm of infinity, what's a couple, what's 20 or 30,000 years, right? These are the numbers I hear, that we are ending a cycle of, I think, 26,000 years of forgetfulness, of choosing a different paradigm where we imagine ourselves as separate. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. I don't have specific data. That's not data that I am here to perceive or receive personally. So the only way I can vet that information is to go within and test it for myself. It rings very true to me. But regardless, my scope is far beyond what the last 20 or 30,000 years has been, for me. All experiences now, right? I have multiple incarnations that I have received through different regression practices. Those in my experience are also happening right now, even though we recognize it as past or future lifetimes, timelines. That's not my specialty in all of this beautiful tapestry that we're weaving together. So the idea of unity and harmony have been really on my mind. Yes, in the relative world, we do perceive ourselves in the 3D world. Even in the 4D world, we perceive ourselves as separate. Now I remember the moment, three moments in particular, when I remembered fully what we are, that we are one. And that is something that each strand of the divine has to open to and remember for yourself. But I'm here today in Biloxi, and it's funny because I spent it was about 9 hours of driving with someone who we've never spent that much time together in the 25 years that we've known each other. And we'll spend 9 hours driving back, and we've spent 5 days total together, and it's been lovely. It's been lovely, but it was not always lovely. And this person's soul and my soul, you know, at a higher level, and the soul is not the highest level, right? It is still at the level of perception of being separate somehow from source, or being that's another subject for another day. But this person and I, in all the years we've known each other, we've never had as much conversation as we've had. And there's been a lot of pain and a lot of sorrow over the years. And we didn't speak, personally to rectify these things. I had to do work within myself to release it. It wasn't even pain that was about me, but I still received it, right? I won't go into the details, but my pain was for someone else. And like carrying their pain and also taking it personally when it really wasn't about me. It wasn't about me. So I'd invite you to notice where you're carrying pain in your life that is causing disharmony, that is causing division. Where are you carrying someone else's pain or wounds, someone else's lack of communication? We can carry that, and we can build a whole big story around it. We can build these amazing stories of anger and resentment and sadness and worry. And really, go back over and over and over and over and over again to the notion that what we perceive from that which we, outside of these bags of bones and water, there's an idea that perception has to mean judgment, and it does not. Perception is the field of awareness. We become aware of our thoughts. So there's that's actually a third layer, right? There's perception. I perceive that there is a garage door in front of me. Okay, I see it with my eyes. I see it with my eyes. The eyes send a signal to, the processing center inside my head, and it comes back to me as that is a door, right? That is a garage door. My awareness is there it is, right? There's this door. Awareness is like, when you drive past a street, and the street has always had 5 houses on it, but you've been so busy, so caught up in your head, in your heart, in your storylines, that you never even noticed. Maybe you never noticed there were 5 houses. Maybe you only saw 3 because they lined up with something you were relating to. maybe you were just like, oh, I never knew the name of the street. Oh, so suddenly you become aware, right? You develop awareness. I don't think I'm explaining that exactly. The garage door was probably a bad example, but it's like, okay, I see the garage door, and now I'm aware that the garage door goes into a home, and I'm aware that the home has blue shutters and brick walls, and there's human beings or spirits that live inside this place. Anyways, I digress. The garage door was not a great example. How it relates to our individual life, I can see someone, and I can see the pain that they're causing someone that I love. But in reality, the someone that I love is causing their pain by allowing that perception of being unloved or unworthy into their experience, into their awareness. And then I take on that pain, and it creates division. And we don't have to do that. That's all I'm here to tell you. This is a very long video to tell you we don't have to do that. We can just come from love. That's it. We can come from love. And we can learn to use our words and communicate better. Man, like, speak your heart. Speak your heart. You've got nothing to lose. If somebody that you say you love continues to cause you pain for whatever reason, talk about it. There are many, many tools for communication. So talk about it. Don't sit and stew on it for 20 years. You know, get it out in the open. Get it off your heart. Get it out of your body. And release that stuff. Release that shit. Carrying it around does nothing for anyone. And if after talking about it, you can't find resolution, you can't find harmony, you don't choose harmony, then either you have another conversation or you drop it, you know, and you move on. And there's no right or wrong about that. So all of this to say, we choose absolutely the relationships we have and how those relationships go. And the only thing we can control is us. The problem is we try to control others. We can only control ourselves and our perception. So at the end of the day, do I want to come from love? Do I want to come from love? Do I want to come from harmony? Do I want to come from forgiveness? And forgiveness, I'll talk about that in another video, but forgiveness is absolutely, you've probably heard this 100 times. Forgiveness is for us. So that's it. Unity, harmony, I'll be going into this more and more in different videos. Thank you for your time. And if you'd like to connect and explore these, if you're stuck, if you're really stuck around how to release some of this stuff, that's what I help people with. That's what I do. You can connect with me at purelightproject.com, or you can book a session with me at Bookme.name /Andrea Mai, Andrea Mai. And otherwise, have a beautiful day, people, and set yourselves free and let your light shine. Much love to you.